have any other country except Nigeria. Let's discuss real solutions to our problems. Nigeria is our country. It's our home. So, be proactive as a citizen to make Nigeria a great nation. Don't be a spectator in Nigeria's space. It's time to stop complaining about the government.
Welcome to the show. How are you and how was your week? We thank God for life. That's the most important thing. If there's life, there's hope. Hope that tomorrow will go better. That's how we normally say, and it still works. It go better. That's what keeps us going. It go better. It go better, and it has always been better, because when you have that faith and you have that belief that it will be better, definitely it will be better. Mind it that in trying to be better, don't do anything bad. Just focus on doing good things. I was telling my daughter some few hours ago before I stepped out. She was asking me, Daddy, why is it that people don't do good? I said, because they are children of Satan and devil. It's people who are devilish that begin to think about evil things. But then, those who have the fear of God and who are godly do good things. And once you do something good, definitely goodness. And the second leg is mercy. Will do what? Will follow you. Today, we are going to look at a very important topic, and that topic has to do with June 12 equally. Is the fallout of our June 12 activities, the topics we've been saying for some few days ago. And we are looking at, after June 12, what next? The people who are in government, they've celebrated June 12 with pomp and pageantry, glamour, and the razzmatazz that accompanies it. What of we, the people that struggled and suffered for them to be in government, for us that struggled and suffered for democracy to continue? What is there for us? We in the civil society calls it dividends of democracy. That is the fallout of democracy. That's the benefit of democracy. That's the chin-chin of democracy and the bread of democracy. Do we have such benefits now? Even if they can't give us direct cash, at least we can have something like water, pipe-borne water, to drive away cholera. Cholera in Nigeria in 2014, that's something bad. Bad roads is what we use. Anyway, let's leave that. This is our short intro. I am Wale Ogunade, your host on this program, and the program is Voters Forum. We'll just go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll get cracking. Don't go away.
Nigeria's democracy has been fragile and fluctuating since independence. Successive governments have struggled to create a sense of national unity in a complex country whose borders were drawn by British colonists, incorporating more than 200 ethnic groups. In October 1979, after more than 13 years of military rule, Nigeria returned to democratic rule, and Alhaji Shehu Shagari was the first democratically elected president. Nigeria has a democratic constitution with a federal system modeled on the US. But some commentators say Nigeria is not currently a true democracy to its entrenched corrupt political class, its dwindling electoral participation, popular suspicion of the ruling class, security and law enforcement challenges, shrinking civil liberties, and weak democratic institutions. A vibrant media industry exists in Nigeria, but the government has been cracking down on the free press. Twitter was banned for more than a year, while big media houses closed and journalists fled. Security incidents go unreported or misrepresented for fear of reprisal by the government. The Constitution guarantees Nigeria's freedom of religion, expression, movement and assembly, and protects them from discrimination based on sex, religion, origin or political opinions. Yet, basic rights are continually challenged in a failing justice environment. The judicial system is weak and compromised to step in and enforce civil liberties. Nigeria needs more young people to engage with politics, offer new ideas and run for office on issues which affect all Nigerians, from employment and security to climate and energy policy. So far, it's a checkered journey with ups and downs. Apathy and disconnection are the result of election. The non-inclusive character of the Federation is also part of the problem. Young people feel disenfranchised. Women are also underrepresented in politics. So, Nigeria's democratic journey has not been smooth at all. As long as money can buy votes, the future of democracy is uncertain. Nigeria's democracy can only be strengthened through a revolutionized political system, better quality political parties, more independent and diversified media, a stronger electoral management body, and well-resourced judiciary. Law enforcement and security forces must be devoted to constitutional democracy rather than regime security and protecting elites. Nigeria's democracy needs to serve the rights, aspiration, and potential of its citizens for a good, dignified, and fulfilled life.
Yes, you're welcome back. You're welcome back from the short break. With me in the studio is Pastor Tunde Oyeshiji. He's a religious leader and a political activist, we'll call him. And he has some serious thoughts concerning this issue, and we have brought him to discuss it fully. And of course, very soon, the lines for which you send text messages will be displayed, and we'll work on that one. Please don't call. Even if you call, I will not pick it. I will only be looking at and picking and reading the text messages. So, comrade,
Sir,
Pastor.
How are you, sir?
I can't even call you a comrade, it doesn't matter.
Good.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, June 12 has come and gone. To you, the celebration, is this something worth it?
Actually, June 12th, it was celebration. But what I think mostly is that the people who came together to fight for democracy, it's like they need to come together again and tell those who are there, since we've been told that democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But it is like now that this democracy is for the few, for those who are in government. So if we want to enjoy this democracy, they will need to know one thing they need to remove from what they are doing is selfishness.
Good.
Because democracy, we are told that demos came from the Greek word means power. Kratos means people. So it's power of the people. So it is this power of the people that are putting people in power.
Okay. Power of the people, putting people in power. I like this coinage. Comrade Adeniro, are you there? Yeah, good. Yes.
That's right.
That's good. Can you see me now? Can you see
I
me?
cannot see you yet.
Don't worry, you will see me very soon. But be that as it may, since you can hear me, we want to welcome Comrade Debo Adeniran to the show. You're welcome, Comrade. How are you? You are welcome, Comrade.
No, I'm not.
How are you?
I technically your end, yes.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can
I can
me?
hear you, but I cannot see you.
Don't worry, you'll see me. Let's do with the hearing.
Yeah,
Let's do with the hearing.
Your technical team should work on that. Yeah, that's right.
They are working on it. So, June 12, you are one of the actors during the June 12 struggle. Are you happy so far about the after effects of 25 years of democracy?
Thank you very much. And thank you for having Comrade Pastor Tunde in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
He's also part of us.
Yes.
Tunde Yeshiji is part of us, actually. And I'm glad to to be on the same set with him. Well, talking about June 12, I've never been happy about June 12. No, there's nothing about June 12 that, to be celebrated, actually, except Abiola that was involved. Because if there was no June 12, we wouldn't know how committed Abiola could have been to democracy, to the enthronement of democratic governance in our land. We wouldn't know. We will only see him as a philanthropist, a sports lover, the pillar of sports in Africa, and maybe friend to the military, because we will still retain that impression that he is a military, is a friend to the military, and the rumors about his connection with CIA and the rest of them will still remain. But that he played a role, a major role, or a pivotal role, actually, on the on what culminated into June 12th election, and that he participated, and he actually won that election. He was denied, and he decided to stay by the mandate that people freely gave to him. Actually endeared him to the mind of some of us. But before then, we didn't recognize even the election, because the election was fraught with a lot of dictatorial pinnings. From the beginning to the end, you remember the late Alao Akabashorun said that there must be a hidden agenda behind the frequent shifting and the Maradonic movement that he was making, deceiving people. Even when he shouted, Inshallah, Inshallah, but he would still shrink the date. He only succeeded in using his own tactic and maybe trickery to push people into voting under option A4 that didn't protect the right to privacy. So all the events that occurred before the June 12th election, the events during the June 12th election, because people voted under the fear of the military. Then after the aftermath, the annulment of that election result on June 23rd, all of them were not democratic. So we should not immortalize that as being the best election that we ever had. And I listened to Pastor Tunde defining democracy as government of the people, for the people, and by the people and for the people. Well, I believe that definition doesn't have any meaning. It's nebulous, actually. We should look at democracy as that system of government that satisfies the needs of the majority of the people in a particular geographical space. That's what I believe.
Yes, satisfaction. The people, that's the core of the question. I'm happy you have now landed there. The question is that the democracy 25 years after the June 12 struggle and so on, 25 years after, are the people satisfied?
They are not satisfied. That's why they are complaining. A lot of things are still, a lot of the people are still disenfranchised. A lot of people are not satisfied with the way governance has been held in this country. Their life is being administered according to the whims and caprices of those who find themselves in position of leadership, even when they are not freely chosen by the people. So it is unfortunate that we, because that the people, the majority of the people actually accepted it, or maybe are tolerating it. That is why they are still riding horse-shod on us. Otherwise, there would have been uprising, just like it happened in January 2012. And a lot of other things could have happened. But if we decide to tolerate it, who am I to say no? if the majority of the people do not join me in saying no. But the truth is that until we have a sovereign national conference, we are not likely to have a constitution that emanates from the people.
From the people.
And the people will not also enjoy that sense of belonging until they are able to have a say in what constitutes their association within the geographical expression that we call, I mean, a lot of people call it a nation, but I say it's just still a country until we have that nexus that we can say this is what binds us together. The bond that binds us together is what will make us a nation. We are not united by language. We are not united by ethnicity. We are not united by even political opinions, no political ideology, no nothing. So why are we deceiving ourselves that we have a constitution that belongs to us or that we are running under a nationhood? SNC is the beginning of true nationhood.
Yes, I'll pause with you, comrade. Let's quickly switch on to the studio now and relate with Pastor Oyeshiji. You had to him, democracy, the people are not satisfied too because of the system of government. And he was talking about the sovereign national conference. Because when we look, I'm talking now as a lawyer, and I know that the constitution is skewed against the people. The people do not enjoy government because chapter 4 of the 1999 constitution makes provision for the welfare of the people, with section 16, particularly the socio-economic aspect, section 33, right to life, fair hearing, right to life, and all section 42 about freedom of even to own properties in section 40 and 42, freedom of movement, expression, and so on. All these things are not there. People, and of course, the economic activities are hampered, hindered by government and its agencies like NEPA or the various distribution companies and all. Are the people satisfied? Can the constitution as we have now take us to El Dorado? The essence of these questions and even this program is that, and hope Debo is listening because it will speak to it, is that when we are fighting for democracy, we're looking at it that yes, if democracy comes, it's going to be our government as you define it, and that's why Debo was
saying it's not.
He's not sorry, he's not so. Yeah. So, to you, sir, this democracy, are people satisfied?
Certainly, people are not satisfied, and it's because of the way we are running it that is not making the people to be satisfied. You see, myself, I sat down when there was trouble, when military were in government. You people came together, brought yourself together.
Who now are the you people? Show me.
You had Debo was there.
You call it the activists then.
The activists. So we need to appeal to all these our fathers, our brothers, who came together that time. Maybe they need to come together now. The problem we have now is that those who came together now, they are now in government. And they are forgetting that this thing has to do with the people. Selfishness has now come, because that is one of the principal things why people are not satisfied. I think we need to be asking questions. Now, if they do something new, they will be shouting and talking about it, and the thing will not reach those who are poor. If you come and say, I've done this, I've done that, we need to be asking them, how much actually came into your purse before you do that? Because if you have about, let's say, 100,000, I'm just saying that as an example, and use about 50,000 for yourself, 10,000 for your family and friends, 5,000 for those who are in politics like you, and you now use about 10,000 to go and do road, and you gave 10,000 to the media. After all, you have used about 60% of the money for yourself. No, we need to be asking questions. If you come and say, I've done this, people should now be asking questions. Thank God we are in democracy. Now, if you talk, nobody will be running after people like he used to be. But actually, people are not satisfied, because those people up there, it's not that they are not doing something, but it's like what they are doing it for themselves, doing it for those who are closer to them. That is why people are not satisfied. And it is better they think about what to do now so that it doesn't go out of hand.
Yeah, it's not getting out of hand. Debo, what do you advise government to do? Let's now be practical, because they are watching us. Let us talk to them so that they know the project. I know you, and I know you very well. Just candid advice to them for people to be happy, for people to be satisfied.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, the subsidy on all the macroeconomic products should be returned, including petroleum products, electricity supply, and even food. There should be food bank where people who are hungry can go to and get it at reasonable, pocket size prices. Like there should be price control system where merchants will not exploit the people unnecessarily, knowing that things are very difficult for the people. Now, government should stop exploiting the people to feather the nest of the rich, because when prices of goods and services goes up and the infrastructural facilities that will make people engage in profitable economic activities are not there, the people will not make enough profit, yet they will have to pay for water, they will have to pay for higher than normal for electricity and all those things that they need to live a happy and adequate life. Their children will not be able to access good healthcare delivery. And that is why we are saying that, look, Bola Tinubu, the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was part of the people, should look back and see where he's coming from. His mother was a sympathetic, actually empathetic activist, even before he came from abroad. His mother was part of the struggles against the military, even before June 12th thing came. And if the mother had been alive, it wouldn't have allowed some of these capitalist Bretton Woods dictations to hold sway in our country. So what we are saying is that everything that will make the masses breathe should be put in place. It should not join the World Bank, IMF, and other Bretton Woods, industries to make the people pay for what they didn't enjoy. So we expect a practical step that we make everybody to have that sense of belonging to the extent that they will be able to take care of their needs. For now, people find it difficult to pay for electricity. They find it difficult to go to their business places, even to operate optimally within their cottage industries, because everything is skyrocketed. Now, the roads are bad. People are living in dilapidated environment. There is outbreak of cholera in several parts of the country because of ravaging poverty that people have been subjected to. President should look into all of those ones and see that he has to alleviate this, debilitating condition that the people find themselves for a cause that is not theirs. And they should not be made to pay more for less services from government. But ultimately, we need to change the system. People are talking about restructuring. We don't know if it is structure or the system. If the system doesn't accommodate the needs of or aspirations of the people, then we need to change it. But no government can change it alone. Everybody must be involved. That was why I still remain on the stand that the campaign for democracy started with in 1990, that we should convene a sovereign national conference where everybody will have opportunity of making a statement,
Debo,
and
I have to
we are
cut
a
you
new
short.
constitution
Debo, we have
that
to go
will
on a
make
break.
us,
We have to go on a break.
feel.
We have to go on a break, Debo. We have to go on a break. We have to go on a break. When we come back, you take it up from there. Really, Debo has struck several chords. He has struck several chords. He has shaken tables a lot. And of course, the most important thing, the statement I'll take from is Bola Tinubu is from us. When Pastor Yusuf was saying you, that's why I wanted him to really touch the head of the knife, or let him hit the head of the knife. It doesn't matter if his hand will bring out blood. And he did it, that we activists. And Bola Tinubu is part of us.
That's right.
And he got to the office of the President of Nigeria against all odds. The powers that be did not want him there. But the people voted him in. And I don't think the reward of voting him in is that he will now stifle our neck and will not be able to breathe. When we come back, we'll continue from there. Meanwhile, I made a short mistake, a small mistake. I was talking about cholera in 2014. I mean 2024. And of course, we all know what I mean. Those who heard me obviously will correct me. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll get cracking. Thank you.
Nigeria's democracy has been fragile and fluctuating since independence. Successive governments have struggled to create a sense of national unity in a complex country whose borders were drawn by British colonists incorporating more than 200 ethnic groups. In October 1979, after more than 13 years of military rule, Nigeria returned to democratic rule, and Alhaji Shehu Shagari was the first democratically elected president. Nigeria has a democratic constitution with a federal system modeled on the US. But some commentators say Nigeria is not currently a true democracy to its entrenched corrupt political class, its dwindling electoral participation, popular suspicion of the ruling class, security and law enforcement challenges, shrinking civil liberties, and weak democratic institutions. A vibrant media industry exists in Nigeria, but the government has been cracking down on the free press. Twitter was banned for more than a year, while big media houses closed and journalists fled. Security incidents go unreported or misrepresented for fear of reprisal by the government. The Constitution guarantees Nigeria's freedom of religion, expression, movement and assembly and protects them from discrimination based on sex, religion, origin or political opinions. Yet, basic rights are continually challenged in a failing justice environment. The judicial system is weak and compromised to step in and enforce civil liberties. Nigeria needs more young people to engage with politics, offer new ideas and run for office on issues which affect all Nigerians, from employment and security to climate and energy policy. So far, it's a checkered journey with ups and downs. Apathy and disconnection are the result of election. The non-inclusive character of the federation is also part of the problem. Young people feel disenfranchised. Women are also underrepresented in politics. So, Nigeria's democratic journey has not been smooth at all. As long as money can buy votes, the future of democracy is uncertain. Nigeria's democracy can only be strengthened through a revolutionized political system, better quality political parties, more independent and diversified media, a stronger electoral management body, and well-resourced judiciary. Law enforcement and security forces must be devoted to constitutional democracy rather than regime security and protecting elites. Nigeria's democracy needs to serve the rights, aspiration, and potential of its citizens for a good, dignified, and fulfilled life.
Yes, you're welcome back. We're on the homeward stretch, and obviously you can be sure that it's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be interesting, and I will start with our studio guest, Pastor Yeshiji.
Sir.
We have looked at one or two issues. The second leg is that those who operate government, those who operate the levels of government, the various director generals, the various chairmen, and not to talk of the ministers, the governors, the president, the senators, their conduct, their activities, do they really feel that the people exist? Because the way some of them behave is as if they are God. They run a monarchy that they don't need anybody for them to be in office.
Actually, it is the activities of those who are in government that are not making us to be satisfied. It is the activities. Comrade Debo make reference to subsidy. We are told that all over the world they gave subsidy, but the way they gave it is not the way we gave it in Nigeria. When they say we are subsidizing oil, fuel, everything, to me, what we are actually subsidizing is ineffectiveness of those who are working in NNPC. We have been told that our refineries will work more than 2 years, more than 3 years. One of the past president of this country said that all those things are not working because of corruption. And our president should be courageous enough. What God told Joshua is that be courageous, be courageous. You are going to take some certain decision that will touch some people. Thank God he took the decision about subsidy. But the issue is that what are we actually subsidizing? There should be, it should give a matching order that if this refinery, because if this refinery should work today, things will change in this country.
Okay, things will change in this country.
Things will change in this country.
Let me quickly intervene. Okay. I'm going to take Debo 2 concerning it very soon, but for you that you are in the studio.
Yeah.
Debo mentioned it, the food bank.
The food
and
bank.
Subsidy.
Yeah.
Fingers are not equal.
Yes.
And we know that the rich, if they sell a bag of rice for 1 million naira, they will buy. But we that are struggling, the Yorubas will call it we are begging God.
Yes.
Right? We that you are struggling,
we are really
and we are
begging God.
The majority.
Yeah.
That is one. 2, transportation is no more a luxury. But we now found that it has turned into a luxury in this country. Sure. A situation where cars worth 200 million, 500 million are now bought by some class of people. And the ones that are even, they call it from the overseas, second hand of the European, that is far less than that. Some of us cannot afford it. And we are living. And that's why I like what Debo said, that the government should allow us to breathe. I remember when he was talking about briefing, I remember George Floyd, that American guy that was stepped on by the policeman, and the guy was not able to breathe until he died. I hope that is not what government is trying to do for us, that they want to choke us till we die. Why did I bring this? Is that Debo too will answer this question. Can there a system that yes, there will be a market for the rich and for the poor, or there will be a system that can take care of that disparity? Because it's not fair that the poor and the rich go to the same market.
You see, we will need to appeal to our President Bola Tinubu. When Lagos was facing a terrible situation, he brought a think tank together. They came together. They now look what is to be done. And they did something that make Lagos to be doing better. It will also gather people now and they try to find out. It is possible. I know he's intelligent, he has wisdom, he knows what to do. Because in a situation where some people that they are so filled up to the extent that they don't know what is called hunger. The way I see it now, even though poverty is raining from heaven, there are some people it will not touch them. And not that they are better than us, it's just because they are closer to power. That's why it's like that. So they should sit down and think of what to do. What to do for us. See, there are many things that when you hear it in this country, you start to think what is happening. Okay. Some people who are taking about 20 million a month, they are now arguing that we can't pay 50,000, we can't do this, we can't do that. Sometimes the way we talk, sometimes one begin to wonder what is actually going on, what is the real problem. So they should think about those who are poor and think about what to do for us to make things better. Debo. It's very important.
Is that right, sir? Debo, Comrade Adeniran, yes, please, you just do me a favor. If you see me raise my hands up like this, it means that you should begin to wind down, because we are posting them and there are some 2 or 3 questions I want to ask you, and I want to come back to the studio too. So if you see me raise my hand like this, you know that I just want for you to. Okay then, I'll be if I vocalize, okay then I'll do that. So I'm sure you heard me. What can we do? What can government do so that the food bank you spoke about the other time? My own understanding is about maybe a different types of market for the rich and for the poor. Is it possible, or how can we do it? Because this thing, you remember I gave you the example of Floyd, the guy that was stepped on in America by the police and who was not able to breathe. It was your statement that brought that idea to me now, that we too want to breathe in this country. They can't choke us and we die. And because we don't want to die, and I'm sure they too don't want us to die, let them bring out something that will keep us alive. What are those things that government can do to make the people alive, to keep them alive?
Government to decide to subsidize the production of food products. Okay, those who are on the farm, who are truly the farmers, should be helped to move to receive the product of their farming, and they should provide security for those who are in endangered areas, so that when they produce these food products, there should be storage facilities in different parts of the country. They do not need to bargain with the farmers. There should be a regulated amount of money that will take care of their trouble. You know, that they will be paid when they drop their food items, their farm products into the storage facilities. Silos could be built, as refrigerated places could be, storage could be built everywhere for perishable goods and those dry grains. Then during the time of scarcity like this, they should throw open the doors of all of these storage facilities for the people, for the generality of Nigerians to buy at controlled but reasonable prices. Then the overtaxation of the people should also be eliminated. They should not tax farm products. They should not tax farmers out of their profitability. They should provide farm inputs, fertilizers, chemicals, and all of those that will make bountiful harvesting possible. Then they should engage the transport owners who move products from one part of the country to the other. They can subsidize what they use their inputs to, spare parts of their vehicles. We said that they should not remove, they should return the subsidy into petroleum products and curb the inefficiency, just like Pastor Yesigi mentioned, curb the inefficiency of those that are in charge of all of these, activities. They should ensure that there is an oversight on those who are in the regulatory agencies, so that they will not compromise standards. They should also ensure that corruption is brought to the barest minimum by ensuring that all the anti-corruption agencies actually do the needful on those ones that they have caught. Money laundering should be disallowed completely by giving effect to all those legal instruments like SCUMO, like NFIU, like all of those, like monetary control system, so that money laundering will be reduced. Then we should buy more of local products.
Locally.
Our leaders should ride on locally assembled or produced, vehicles. They should wear Nigerian-made clothes. They should eat Nigerian-made food. They should help. If we do not have enough food materials or foodstuffs in this country, they should allow the importation of those types that we need to come into the country. Not that they should just allow what already been produced in the country, like cassava, like maize, like sorghum, to be brought into the country to choke those that are producing here. So if they did all of that, there will be equitable access to food items, so that nobody will be crying that they are hungry. But you cannot remove prices, subsidy on cost of essential products. It is only the poor that will not be able to make enough resources available to buy them. The rich are milking the country. They get rich through the national covers. It is not because they are of their hard work that most of them got the enormous wealth that they are getting. Members of the National Assembly should jettison the purchase of 600 and something million naira vehicle for each one of them, and we should identify those 3 legislators who rejected the Greek gifts in empathy with the people. They do not have to spend so much. They do not have to engage in such profligacy. They should lead by example. They should let Nigeria know that we are in this together. They should be modest in their appearances. They should be modest in their spendings. They should be modest in their earnings, because most of them are already rich before they contested the election. They should sacrifice all of this during this period when everybody is suffering the jeopardy of malgovernance of the past. Bola Tinubu should become a revolutionary leader. He should do things differently, even if those... Yes, I'm listening. Even if those who helped him to get to power are not satisfied, he should actually slap a blow, even if it had to end anywhere. He should drive them. He should do the right thing. He should be a hero of the people. He should not remain in Nassau Rock and let the years roll by, and he wouldn't have been able to achieve anything on behalf of the people. We know that renewed hope is an offshoot of Hope 93 that Abiola wanted to do. He should also banish poverty. He should say farewell to poverty. Poverty is what is making people to fall sick. There is no health care delivery. There's no adequate education. There's no adequate facilities that will make people live happily with their family. So he should look inwards and ensure that market men and women that mother championed when she was alive are able to breathe. They should be able to breathe, and to be able to breathe is to have enough profit on their economic activities that will take care of their essential needs, like feeding, like...
Yes. Great. Thank you, comrade. You landed it very well. Did you ever practice the art of boxing? You landed it. In fact, it's a good job. You did a good job. That's a good... I know. You are not combative. You are a gentleman. I know you are. You are not combative at all. The only way is that jab was good. I like the way he took it. Mama Abibat Magaji was for the people. Her house is just by the corner there, and that place is always flooded. You think she's a core politician, which she was which she was not. It's not like the Shola Saraki, that's the father of Bukola Saraki, or Baba Didibu, that they practice Amala politics. You see people flooding their houses. They were the people's people. They were the people's people. And the same thing, Bola Tinubu, anytime, anywhere, he took after his mother in that regard, that he too was a great philanthropist. But I hope, just as Deba was trying to say, I think there's that thing in Aso Rock. You pastors should now find a clique of praying against the evil in Aso Rock, that whenever someone is in Aso Rock, the person forgets his background. I don't think, and I don't pray that Tinubu should forget his background. He is a man of the people. Just as I said some few seconds ago, it was the people's mandate, people's vote against all odds that took him there. And he should not forget the people who made him the president against all odds that he knows. He knew that no people, the powers that be did not want him to get there. Now, before I roll, we are on our homeward bound now. Debo has talked about one thing that I know: cost of governance.
Yes.
Can we go there?
We need to go there. What I don't understand about this country is that no matter what people are saying, nothing happened. For how many I've heard the former president Obasanjo talking about the cost of governance, saying what people are taking that place is too much. I have heard Barrister Falana talking about it. People have been talking, and nothing changed. Rather, the something is increasing. So we should look for a way, not only prayer, let's also, we'll be praying. We know that God will answer us. In fact, it is because God is answering us, that's why we are talking like this now. But we also need to be practical, like Nadeko and activists were practical in those days. There is something, Comrade Bobo said, we should exactly do likewise. But there is something he also made mention of. If you tell people to do something, try and supervise it. Try. You know, at a time in this country, they gave agro money for people to go and make a farm. But he look as they now came to Abuja. They now put rice. They design a particular thing that it will look like rice is full everywhere. So when the government is deceiving
Fela call that one government magic.
Government magic. Now these are the things, so that all the what Comrade Bobo said, let's go into it, but let there be a proper supervision, even for this NNPC, because I look at it that this is the greatest problem that we are having in this country. They are not having a good supervision. You are somewhere, 3 years, you cannot even just a liter of fuel, and we are paying you. And you are taking allowances, you are traveling up and down, you are going for training nothing.
Let us just leave it there. Maybe we'll take you again next week, because we only our time is not on our friend. Comrade, 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. Just round out in 2 minutes. Round out in 2 minutes, and you're rounding up. You have already go on.
Has to change. I don't believe that the structure is what is the problem. We don't need bicameral legislature in Nigeria. One is enough. We don't need so many ministers, you know, and when ministers are to be appointed, they should be elected actually, so that each state will send to Abuja whoever they believe will be able to handle their own interests when he gets there. We really don't need 3 tiers of government like federal, state, and local. We should just have 2. You know, we should have federal government and local government. The state governments are just there to to create more problem. They just create bottleneck on what could get to the people. And that is why local government have been rendered impotent all the while. So this is the system that is basically wrong. And there should be a forum. I mean, the parliament should allow representative of group of people to be in the gallery to be able to prompt them when they are veering off what the constituency actually sent them. Like I said, Sovereign National Conference is the ultimate beginning of true nationhood. Without Sovereign National Conference, we'll be deceiving ourselves, and people will only be tolerating their own government without having that sense of belonging that they actually own the instrument of governance. Until that time, we should keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Again, he has landed another jab. I'm afraid of him. Thank God I'm not with him in the studio. Yes. Yeah. I like, he was going somewhere, and that one thing that struck me there is that the number of ministers. We have so many ministers, and it takes me to that English proverbs. Too many cook spoils the brook. Of all the ministers, I can only count. Yes, we can count the performing ministers. I don't think they are up to 5. It's okay, sir. I don't think they are up to 5. They are not up to 5 that are performing out of the 36 ministers. If the others
exactly. So,
and the general,
if they had been elected, the state have called them to order that look, we elected you to represent us for this
purpose. We are not doing anything. We
and apart from the election
and so on. Yes, my producer has to is even out. He's want to jack us out of the studio. This program has been very interesting, and the only thing we can do is for you to just tune up. I hope that I'll be able to bring these two together next week. I hope so. If we're able to do that, then definitely it's going to be a good time. Now we'll now finish up and round it up, particularly on this issue of June 12 and its democracy and all. Before then, I really want to thank all of you who were with us. I learned that the phone was buzzing, but I told you I'm not going to pick your call. But be that as it may. Conrad,
thank you.
Thank you very much for making time out of your busy schedule to be around. And for the Comrade Adeniran too, I had to yank him out from an event for him to be stationary. He said he wanted to go have money. No, you are not going anywhere until you answer to the people, because the people want to hear from you. And I really want to appreciate you, Comrade, for this. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Till next week.
Do you know that success is not earned in the future? It is earned now. So you need to be involved in something that you have comparative advantage on. Such thing must be legal and genuine. You don't have